Has been rocking Washington this week. Congressman John Mica says that he believes that the White House knew about the GSA's $820,000 conference in Las Vegas way before the rest of us found out about it.
But the White House knew about this in June of 2011. That's great for the president and others to condemn the action in the last week or two. They've known for nearly a year of what was going on.
Congressman Mica is one of the lawmakers leading this investigation. He's the Republican chairman of the House Transportation and Infrastructure Committee. Congressman, welcome. Good to have you here. You say that the White House knew about it. What's your proof, and why do you think they didn't do anything sooner? It would have maybe behooved them to get out in front of it, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we have documentation. You know, the conference took place in October of 2010, and then the whistleblower asked for the IG investigation a month later. It was reported back in May of 2011 that what was going on, and that was enough time to investigate. And then the White House was briefed the beginning of June. So we know that they've known for almost a year and tried to keep this swept under the carpet. The other thing, too, which is amazing, is it took the whistleblower another time coming in and blowing the whistle on a 17-day South Pacific junket that was going to be held, and then they went ahead and approved it even after knowing what had already been done in corrupt spending of taxpayer money.
Boy, you just try to imagine what the frustration is like for this whistleblower who's in this agency and taking this, chance of kind of turning this information over, and then the shock at the fact that nobody seems to care about what's going on, this rampant disregard for taxpayer money that appears to have been going on in this agency. I want to pull up a quote. This is a full-screen quote, as we call it, from Harry Reid about you. And here's what he says about you taking this issue on. First of all, Mica, who is doing this, should get a life and do what he's supposed to do. What do you think about that?
Well, trying to intimidate me to stop the investigations won't work. I know he's not happy. I stopped some $3,720 per airline ticket subsidy from one of his airports, so I know I'm not his best friend. But I'm not going to be intimidated. And this isn't about taking a trip to Las Vegas, which he represents. People can do that and have a great time, enjoy it at their own expense. But this is wasteful spending. And I don't care if it was in my backyard in Disney, which is right below my district. If they were wasting taxpayer money, then they have to be held accountable. Finally, this hearing also brought to light not just Las Vegas, but South Pacific trips, Atlanta, Napa Valley, Hawaii. The list goes on and on.
I want to pull up an email from Mr. Neely that gets to the heart of this matter. He is the person who was grilled to no avail, really. He took the fifth on the first day of all of this. But here's what he said, and this was read into the notes for the committee. He said, we'll get you guys a room near us. He's referring to some friends of his, I guess, and we're going to pick up the room tab. It could be a blast. I know I'm bad, but as Deb and I say, why not enjoy it while we have it and while we can? It ain't going to last forever. I mean... Yeah. It's the outrageous nature of this attitude on the part of a public servant, really, I think is just shocking people. And it raises a question, how deep do you think this goes? And how many other agencies do you plan to look into?
Well, again, whether it's GSA, TSA, we've gone after, Amtrak, there's a whole host of federal activities. We actually list in a report that I did 2 years ago. It's entitled "The Federal Government Must Stop Sitting on Its Assets." A whole list of areas in which GSA not just loses millions in these conferences, wasteful spending, but billions. This is available. It's our primer for trying to bring some reform and reasonable accountability for hard-earned taxpayer money that's being squandered in many federal agencies.
Well, let's hope it's a wake-up call for everybody watching and also for those who are in these agencies to maybe get a little bit more careful about the way they're doing business. John Mica,
and we're not going to stop. We're not going to back off. Thank you.
I hear you. Thank you very much, Congressman. Pleasure to have you with us today.